Honestly, we are completely surprised by the Europeans. We have been warned so often of them, but they treated us with amazing generosity. I am ashamed to think of it, but in the past, I often cursed the Europeans. That was completely wrong.
Cursed?
Yes, we all said Allahumma together, curse the unbelievers. Make orphans and their wives widows.
Dear, these are prayers. How does someone come to pray like that?
But you know, we did not think anything of it. The prayer speaker repeated these words many times. We just said Ameen until we knew it by heart. Actually, it meant the Jews with whom we're at war. Then the Americans and their allies in Europe. We thought they must be terrible people who want to destroy our religion, and instead of worshipping one God, they are worshipping more than one.
And now? What do you think now?
Now we are amazed how friendly the people are here. They are not so bad and liars as we thought. Look at this big house. They have given us that and teach our children with much patience. They did not make us slaves. Our children will get the Swiss passport in few years. They will work hand in hand with the Swiss and earn wages like everyone else here. The only negative in this country is that you have to wait so long for an answer to the asylum application. But everything else is great.
The family hosts the intercultural consultant with Middle Eastern abundance. There is a lot of talk, and the father returns deliberately back to the topic of religion.
You know, my doubts started back when we were invaded by the terrorists. They killed thousands and enslaved many women. What really disappointed me back then is that no Muslim state has come to our aid.
That's not quite true. Several countries have indeed participated with the US in the fight against terrorists.
What did they do? They dropped some bombs, nothing more. If they really wanted to, they would have sent their armies and defeated the terrorists in a few weeks. Nobody helped us. On the other hand, thousands of fighters have come to the terrorists from all Muslim people. An uninterrupted influx of Muslims from all over the world has made them strong.
This is strange, as most Muslims say that terrorists do not represent true Islam.
Yes, they say that. But secretly, they rejoice that the terrorists are killing us Kurds, because in their eyes we've always been half Muslims. On the other hand, the love that we now experience here in Europe amazes us all the more. In fact, the Quran itself testifies that Christians are good people. Surah 57:27 states that there is kindness and mercy in the hearts of those who follow the Prophet Jesus. This is because Jesus never taught war and did not even defend his own life, but delivered himself into the hands of the enemies.
How do you know? Is that all in the Quran?
No, I read that in the Gospels.
Oh, you read the Gospels?
Yes, my daughter's schoolmate gave it to her, and since then we read in it. It teaches us to love our enemies and bless our curses. I was surprised to read such things there.
And what did you expect?
In Surah 9:11, it says that the Gospel, as well as the Quran and the Torah, call believers to kill and be killed with good and blood in the way of Allah. In addition, at the end of Surah 61 it also says that Jesus called his disciples to war.
Are you sure that's really in the Quran?
Yes, of course, according to Islam. Killing and being killed is an eternal ordinance of Allah, which he will never change. This is also stated in the 33rd Surah in verses 60 to 62, and all the prophets are said to have taught this.
But that would be terrible. Jesus never taught such a thing. On the contrary. For example, King Solomon lived a very peaceful life.
No, according to the Quran, the Prophet Solomon was not peaceful either. According to Surah 27, he threatened the Queen of Sheba with war, though she tried to placate him with gifts. And the war was avoided only because she converted to his religion.
The visitor is totally stunned, so he cannot say anything. He had never heard such a thing.
From an early age, we have learned to respect the Quran. It is a heavenly book, but you have to be careful with it. because if you are not careful, you suddenly see other people as enemies and blasphemers you have to fight.
After a short silence,
Does not Islam know the concept of a loving God?
You know our religion is different. Allah has nothing to do with us, nor does he have to conform to human ideas of love. He can do whatever he wants. He is always right.
But how can you then say Father to him?
No, we do not say that to God. That God is a father is frowned upon because it sounds too human.
Oh, but God must also have a tender side, something that touches the heart, or not?
Look, according to Islam, God already loves people. Otherwise, he would not have created them. He also does good things for us every day, but we do not call him tender. That would be a human expression again. Well, he does not have to do anything. He does not have to have a tender side either. But I can understand you well. I also wish God had a tender, paternal side. You Christians say that God even appeared as a human being. From an early age, I have heard that is blasphemy to say something like that. But honestly, today I wish it was true.
How come?
It is this human face of God that we lack in Islam. Our God has too little humanity. With us, it is so easy to kill someone. That is already ordered in Sharia law. Knock off the head, cut off hand and foot. Shedding blood is sometimes even a good thing for us. We kill for the sake of blood revenge, hurt, honor or religious fanaticism. The Christian God, on the other hand, has become man himself and sacrifices himself for man. Not only for his friends, but also for the enemies. It's a crazy idea. But I have to admit that gives value to man. If all humans took his devotion to the enemy as a model, then the world would be a paradise.